Hello there and welcome to the Liverpool versus Arsenal preview. We kick off tonight at 5:30 and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to try and keep this video a little bit short and sweet because I recorded one yesterday and it corrupted. So I'm going to try and get straight into it and just try not to let my mind wander too much and focus on the actual task at hand. Two teams in the Premier League at the moment. Now we're only two games in, third game being played tonight. But we are the only ones with maximum points. Now, the way that we've got those points is in a little bit of a different fashion than each other. I think Arsenal have played Newcastle and they've also played Burnley. I think they've scored 2 goals, conceded 1 in each of those games. We played Norwich, won 4-1, and then we played Southampton. We won 2-1 as well. Really should have had a 2-0 if it wasn't for Adrian's mistake. But we're just going to move past that one. We're just going to move past it because I don't believe that that's going to happen again, and it actually can't happen again because the strike force of Arsenal is actually something to look at and be a bit fearful of. If there is something that Arsenal are to be feared for, it is their attack. And if they line up with, whether they line up with Pepe or not, or they go with, Aubameyang, Lacazette, and they go with is it Reece Nelson, and I can't remember who the other lad was as well, but any combination of those lot, they're going to go forward, they're going to try and either exploit the width, which doesn't always work with obviously Andy Robertson and Trent out there as well, or they're going to try and go through the middle. Now, it's through the middle where I feel that we have been the most, let me think of the proper words here, I think that we've been the most at our weakest in the middle recently. I firmly believe, and I believed it for a long time, and I think I've said it in videos last year and stuff like that as well, if you win your midfield battles, it helps your defence a great deal, and it also then means it will help your attack, because if you win the midfield battles, you're winning the ball back. You're getting the ball back and you're moving it forward. Now, if you're moving that ball forward, then that's going to help your attack as well, and it keeps the ball away from your opposition. Now, sounds like pretty easy stuff when you're just talking about it, but obviously this is the highest level of football, and a very resurgent Arsenal team that are going to be wanting to make a statement to at least get back into the Champions League places, if not a little bit higher. Now, where are Arsenal at their weakest? It has to be said, it's their defence. The defence is not the best at all. It really isn't. Any combination of what they've got defensively right now should be able to be cut through. It should be able to. The goal that Burnley scored was literally a key example of this, that they scored last week. All it was, a ball coming from out wide, and it just, basically, I think he cuts in and puts a low pass into the box, and everybody just went, huh? What? Right onto the foot. I think it was Ashley Barnes, might have been someone different, and literally just is able to stand there, take a touch, and slot the ball in. Like, that is what I'm talking about, and that's Burnley's attack. No offence to Burnley, but Burnley's attack isn't Liverpool's attack. Our attack on form is one of the best attacks in the entire world, and that is I'm not selling that short, I'm not overselling that either. That is actual fact. On our day, our defence is one of the best in the world as well, but recently it hasn't been, and that is something that needs to be sorted out as well. Now, what I truly believe will help sort that out is, again, we go back to the midfield battle. You win the midfield battles and you have the right players there to supplement that midfield, it will help out the defence, and the defence will start to look a bit more solid. So, who do we put in there? Well, what I want to put in there, he wasn't available last week because I think it was the cramp that he had from the Super Cup. It's got to be Fabinho. Fabinho was an absolute rock for us, alongside Jordan Henderson, who is the other player that I want in that midfield as well, and the one that I want next to him. There's no Naby Keita available, and I want a bit of mobility, a bit of driving forward as well. Oxlade-Chamberlain, because he looked class. He was the only one that looked class in our midfield last week. Now, we put Fabinho, we put Jordan Henderson, we put Oxlade-Chamberlain in that midfield. I feel that we can combat Arsenal's midfield with their loan signing of Ceballos, who looked very good, it has to be said, last week. Don't know what's going on with Granit Xhaka, whether he's going to play or whether they're going to go with the young lad, Joe Willock, I think it is. They've got some very good players themselves, but I think that our players, like a Fabinho, who can either sit in front of that back four or he can play a little bit further forward, whichever way he wants to play. Henderson, being the captain that he is, marshalling the players himself, and then Oxlade-Chamberlain essentially ball carrying, taking that ball from the midfield and carrying it forward and supplying the front three of Mané, Firmino and Salah, who I believe will start this game against Arsenal. And then the back line pretty much speaks for itself. Andy Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Adrian. Only reason I'm not going for Joe Gomez is I just don't think he's up to speed at the moment. I think it will take a seasoned head like a Joel Matip. He did very well for us last season, and I think he can do the same again this season. Now, predictions time. Right, predictions time. I think that we can come out of this game with a 3-1, and I believe that we can do it. However, I think that Arsenal will score first. I think this might have a little bit of a similar sort of feel to how, like last year when we played them when they played us at Anfield last year. They opened the scoring and that switched us on. Now I firmly believe we can go out there and we can score the goals that we need to. I just feel that they will score first. They're going to want to try and... Or, there's two scenarios. They will score first and it'll be quite quick. Or the other scenario will be, we will start very quick, get the ball going, and then we might end up sitting off, which I don't want us to do. If we can get an early goal, great. If we can get an early 2 goals, fantastic. But I don't want us sitting off at any point because I don't think we've got anything midweek coming up. I might be wrong. Haven't looked at it. But I think we need to go for this game, grab the bull by the horns and absolutely drive it forward as much as we can whilst being defensively solid as well. And I think that lineup that I've gone through there with the players that I've chosen that I feel would go and do well in this game, I think that would be the best way for us to set up. But 3-1 for Liverpool. I think Mané will be the man of the match. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think is going to start in this game? How do you think it's going to line up for both teams? And what do you think the final score is going to be? Who is going to keep their 100% record, or is it going to be a draw? My God, I hope not. Thanks very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Get your comments in below as well. Let's have a discussion before the game, and there'll be reactions mainly probably either tomorrow night, maybe late tonight. I'll see what I can do. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you later.